Hello, my name is Jackie Kirkup. Welcome to Spotlight on Souris. Today is Wednesday, March the 12th, 2025. I have with me here Heather and Eleanor. They're both from the Souris District Arts Council, and they're here to tell us about a few of their events that they have coming up here in Souris. So welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to hear what you all have lined up to come into the community and the different artists and different things that you put on. So I know there is a show coming up tomorrow night, so I'll let Eleanor talk about that.
Okay. So that tomorrow night is our big MTC production, our Royal Manitoba Theatre Centre production that we have every year.
Yes, okay.
This year it's called Murder for Two.
Oh my goodness.
And it's billed as a fast-paced musical murder mystery.
Sounds fun.
It sounds fun. So I'm just going to read the synopsis for you now.
Absolutely.
Officer Marcus Moskowitz is a small-town police officer and an aspiring detective. On a dark and stormy night, renowned author Arthur Whitney. Arthur Whitney. There's going to be a joke about that.
Okay.
For sure. Author Arthur Whitney. That's hard to say.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
It is. There's going to be something about that, I'm sure. Author Arthur Whitney is murdered moments before his surprise birthday party. With the nearest detective an hour away, Marcus seizes the opportunity to showcase his sleuthing abilities alongside his silent partner, Lou. The question remains, who is the culprit behind this mysterious crime?
Oh my.
Don't you want to count?
It's very intriguing. Yes, I do.
So it's going to have two actors in it only.
Wow.
One, the male actor is Duncan Cox. He's going to play Marcus Moskowitz. And the other actor, the female lead, will be Melanie White, and she's going to play all the suspects.
Really?
So it's
Two people.
It's going to be a multiple role play.
Neat.
So it is going to be neat. And I'll let you know that this exact same play will be playing in Winnipeg in April.
Okay. Wow.
At a cost of between $35 and $40, whereas you can see it here for $30.
Wow.
And not have to drive to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
have to pay for gas. And not have to get a meal. And
Yeah.
not have to pay for parking.
Yes, it means stay here and watch
You
this show.
Stay here and watch it here. And they've
Yes.
added another show to it because it's been so popular.
Wow.
They've actually added another show already to their April run. So it's going to be lots of fun. It's only
Yes.
$30,
Okay.
$25 for students. It includes delicious Avalon popcorn,
It's the best.
which
popcorn.
Heather's going to make for us.
Oh, good.
You're going to have water or coffee to drink.
Perfect.
And you're going to have a chance to win not one, but two door prizes.
Ooh.
One will be a prize package from our main sponsor, which is Manitoba Liquors and Lottery.
Okay.
And our other sponsor is actually IG Wealth.
Okay.
And then our third sponsor for this one, too, for one of the door prizes anyway, is Legacy's Floral
Oh,
Design.
nice.
So there'll be the prize package for the Manitoba Liquors and Lottery, and
Yes.
then another one, floral
Well,
arrangement.
that's always good
local
to,
one.
a chance to win
Yes.
something's always an incentive to come too.
Exactly. And the last thing is they're going to have a photo booth set up, too.
Oh.
Where you can get your picture taken, with props and stuff. So,
Oh, that's
think
fun.
Clue, like a lead pipe or maybe a
Yes.
candlestick or something.
Yeah.
And bash your friend over the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun.
Sounds like fun.
Well, I've seen lots of the posters and the social media for this particular
Yes.
play that's coming, and it does just, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a mystery. It's a murder scene. With
Yes, it's going to
the
be
yellow tape and the whole
Yep,
bit.
so come with that vibe, and get your photo taken. Come early enough to get that done. Show starts at
Yes.
7:30.
Yeah,
We'll be
okay.
there by 6:30.
Okay, wonderful.
And it's
Oh,
gonna
that's
be fun.
exciting.
Yeah,
And these plays are always so well done.
they are.
And people talk about them well after
Yes.
they've seen
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
People were talking about the one last year to me,
Yeah.
actually, the other day.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky. Like, they pull in with their big truck, and we get volunteers from the community, and they unload the props. We help set them up, and then at the end of the evening, we load up, and away they go again.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's great.
It really is, and we're very thankful to have the volunteers that we do
Yes, for
to
sure.
accomplish that,
Yes.
because that's part of our job, is to get the volunteers. So
I know you look after the actors and the crew and all those things so well. They, I often you're, having to feed them or put them up for a night or
Yes.
things like that. And I know you always have Souris at the top of your mind and making sure that Souris is showcased and they
Yes.
see the swinging bridge.
And we get lots of positive comments about the accommodations,
Yes.
the restaurants,
Yeah.
the scenery.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Just
is.
so for tomorrow's show, it starts at 7:30.
Yes.
And it's at the Avalon,
Avalon,
Theater.
yeah.
Okay.
And they love the
perfect.
theater too,
Yes.
the Avalon.
So many great upgrades
We're-
that have been
Yes.
happening
We're
there
so
over
lucky.
the years.
We're so lucky we have that too. The Avalon's another one of our sponsors in that.
Yes.
They give us a
Yeah.
good rates.
Yeah, it's a lovely
Oh, venue.
venue. Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
And it's being used for the purpose that it was built for.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good. Well, I hope there's a great turnout for
I
tomorrow.
hope so. Get your
Yes.
tickets.
Yeah.
And there'll be tickets at the door too. If it's a
Okay.
last minute thing.
Okay.
There'll be some.
And are there some in the community?
There's some at PharmaSafe.
Okay.
And you can also call Sharon,
Okay.
483-2001.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
Yes.
So a few ways to get tickets.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Heather, I know you have another event that's coming up with the
Yes,
Arts Council,
we-
like next week.
Next Thursday. Yeah, we've had a busy winter. We're having our third trivia night. It's at the Legion at 7:00 next Thursday, the 20th, and this will be our final trivia night for this series. And so it's been a lot of fun, and everybody who comes really enjoys it. And this time we will be giving out, or you have the chance to win 2 tickets to another performance for the Arts
that's
Council
a great idea.
as our grand prize
Oh,
for the end of the
good.
trivia. So,
Nice.
yeah, we're
That's-
looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's our rolling grand prize that
Right.
people have been entering every time.
Okay,
You were
every
there
time.
last time, I think.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
And you had fun, didn't you?
I had a great time at trivia.
Uh-huh.
I was surprised that I actually knew a few things. Not everything, but a few things.
Oh, yeah, different groups have gotten together, and it's just been a good evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So registration for the trivia starts at 6:30,
6:30,
and then the
yes,
trivia starts at 7. And you
Yes.
can come on your own or
yes.
come
With,
in a 2 or a group
Yeah.
of 4, but the idea is to have 4 on your team.
on your team.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
more than 4.
No more than
Right.
4. But if
Right.
you
Yeah.
come as a single person, we'll find
Yes,
a team
absolutely.
for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's 4 rounds, with different categories.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, like you say, sometimes you know an answer or 2.
Yes, and I liked the format, 4 rounds, 10 questions each round. Like, I'm certain I was home by 9. Not that I needed
Yes.
to get home,
Yeah,
No,
we're-
to go to bed or something, but 2 hours out was a
Yeah.
reasonable
Yeah.
amount of time. I think that was nice, and I think you kept that in mind when you were running.
Yes, we
running
try
the
and
trivia.
keep it. Yeah, we try and keep it. And we are usually done by 8:45 at the latest.
Yeah, well, I
Yes.
definitely, it was fun. Definitely
Yeah.
some stumpers, and
Yeah.
our team, we learned a few things about
Well,
each other.
you'll have to come back and try again.
Well, I think we're coming, so
That's
be ready,
good to
be
hear.
ready. We're gonna go for the trophy this time.
You bet. Yeah, and there will be the Avalon popcorn at it again,
Oh,
too.
well, very
so-
good. Yeah,
As
it's
our-
good.
And our CD prizes too.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the last time, 2 teams won, 2 teams won 2 rounds. 1 team won 2 rounds and 1 team won 2 rounds, so they got
Yes.
double the CDs.
I know.
I thought they should have shared to the rest. That
I know.
Well,
They-
The first night, one team won 3
Oh.
rounds. So it was a little more fair this time. yeah.
I'm just teasing. It was just fun.
It
It was
was.
fun.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
Yeah.
from there, then
From
there'll be
there,
another show coming up here as well.
Then we have our last 2 shows of our season. The one on April the 19th. It's a Saturday, so we're having it at the community hall.
Okay.
And it's those guys, and it's an a cappella group from Winnipeg.
Oh, wow.
And there's 9 fellows come out.
Oh,
And yes, their music is wonderful. They've been doing it for quite a while, and so they're very talented
they must
young
be.
men.
Yeah.
And they have a wide range of songs they sing too.
Okay.
Everything
Yes.
from uptown funk, like the new
Yeah,
stuff, to
yeah.
older stuff too.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
there'll be something for
Wow.
everybody.
Yeah. 9. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's Saturday, April the 19th. And then in May the 15th is Alison Lupton, and she's from Ontario. But you were saying one of her guitar players was Manitoba?
Was from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Anyways, and she will be at the Avalon. And she's Celtic folk.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
so
I love
it'll
the
be lovely.
variety, like it's,
Mm-hmm.
from your folk to you had Johnny Cash to
Classical.
classical, like
Yes.
just
Play,
you know, the
yeah.
plays. It's just a nice little tidbit of different things that people
Yeah.
can, you know, learn about if they're not familiar.
Yeah.
Exactly,
We-
and everybody likes something different.
Yeah.
That's
you know?
right, yeah.
We're not all
And-
the same.
Yeah, and we really strive to have that variety, something
Right.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh man, I know how much work. Well, you and there's several others on your community. Like I
Yes.
know, like the planning and you know arranging the volunteers and all those things just take an incredible amount of work. So
Yes.
kudos to all of you.
Well,
We're lucky. We have a nice board. We have 10 people, which is
Yes.
a nice group
That
because
is wonderful.
we have lots of hands and lots
Yes.
of good hands.
Yeah,
Like,
that makes a
and
difference.
a lot of
doesn't
talented
it?
hands and lots of in those hands they come with other people sometimes that also
Yes.
help us.
Yeah,
So
that's perfect. You know,
Yes.
bring the granddaughter or the son or
That's-
the daughter.
yeah.
You know, you got to
That's
come
right.
help, right? Yeah, that's
and
good.
yes, and we also have our volunteer board, but we also have reached out to the community this year and we've gotten sponsors again for
Okay,
the first time
yeah.
since COVID.
yeah,
So if it's okay with you, I'd
Absolutely,
just
like to hear about these
I
sponsors.
would like to just thank our sponsors
Yes.
again because, and Heather will get into this a little bit more as to why we need these sponsors. But our operating grants, we get one from the municipality of Surrey Glenwood and from the Manitoba Arts Council.
Okay.
Those are our big operating grants. We have 2 gold sponsors now. We got
Oh,
another new one just the other
yay.
day. So we have Glenn Tosh from Royal LePage Martin Liberty Realty, and we have, this is what Denise decided on the name,
Yep.
right? Okay, Murray Chevolds
Wow.
from Brandon
Nice.
Yes.
have stepped in as well for
Good.
gold sponsors. We have 3 silver sponsors. They are the Legion Ladies Auxiliary, MNP, that's Myers Norris Penny, and Sadler's Greenhouse.
Nice.
Our bronze sponsors are Boulanger Construction, Justin Clare Suris Dental, Kowalchuk Construction, LT's Corner Store, me and Haddad, Suris Medical.
Wow.
And our supporters are the Avalon Theater, the Guest Room, Brenda McKinney, and Legacy's Floral Design Studio Fine Art.
Excellent. It's so, you know, I know it's so nice to hear the sponsorship, and I know often businesses and, you know, get asked multitude of
They
times
do.
throughout the year, and, you know, it's, you know, hard decisions sometimes for where they, you know, choose to put their money. So it's nice to hear that you've got a nice,
yes.
a selection of
Yes.
businesses and individuals that have,
And we try to support the local businesses as much as we can too. Like you were saying, the preparation, well, there's a green room we have to get ready. We
Right.
buy our stuff for the green room here.
Okay.
You know, any food, snacks, we often have a fruit tray or something,
Yeah.
we get it made locally.
yes.
Like it's all, like we do try, the people stay here. They
Yes.
stay at the
Yep.
guest room, they stay at the hotel. Like
Yeah.
we do try to push our community
Absolutely.
on it as
Yep.
much as we
Well,
can
and that's
too and
appreciated.
support
Right?
our community.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
The only thing we can't do much is sound because there's nobody that does sound here. We
Darn.
have to get it from Brandon.
Yeah,
Well,
for some
working
We
on
can't be
it.
an expert at everything, I guess,
I-
right?
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, and the sponsorship, you know, helps keep our our price lower for our patrons too. You know,
Right.
That's part of what the sponsorship money goes to.
Yes.
And in this day and age, I like this, the performance fees for the performers is higher, like, and then like you were saying, we have hotels and meals
Yeah.
that we have to provide for them. Sound and lights is another big cost, as well as advertising. So
Right.
there's lots of costs to just bring that performer in.
Absolutely. Yeah, I believe it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're lucky we do work with the Manitoba Arts Network, and they create tours, and so
Okay.
that's where Alison Lupton, she is a tour.
Okay.
And that's why it's in May, not necessarily when we would have it, but that's when the tour is.
I see.
And
Okay.
so we sort of have to go along with that, you
Right.
know. Whereas those guys, we got them on our own.
Okay.
And so, you know, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But they're just coming from Winnipeg, so there isn't the travel cost to
Right.
factor in.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
The tour helps us keep the cost of the travel down.
Absolutely,
They're coming
it
from
would.
Ontario.
Right.
So if we can get enough people that wander in the area, then that lowers the
Yeah,
cost.
that makes sense. Yeah. $30, I think that seems to be, has been your mission for a number of years, if I'm not mistaken.
We did put it up a while back from
Couple years
25 to
ago.
30
Oh,
a few
okay.
years ago. But yeah, it stayed at 30 and but it's tough to maintain that.
Oh,
And like I
I'm
said,
certain.
Winnipeg, they're charging 35 to 40
Wow.
for the exact same thing.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
And our biggest thing is we need the people to come.
yeah.
that's right,
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
doesn't matter.
You won't be getting Avalon popcorn in Winnipeg either.
Well,
You
that
wouldn't be
is
getting
a
anything
drawing
free.
card, no kidding.
You wouldn't be
Get
getting
a
anything
door
for free.
prize, we get to see you lovely
Two door
ladies,
prizes, yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I guess to kind of conclude on this note with our sponsors and everything, and there's been a lot of talk lately about supporting Canadian
Yes.
businesses and buying Canada, but we take it a step further even. We concentrate a lot on buying Manitoba talent. Our last season, everybody that came was
Yes.
from Manitoba, with the exception of one of our Prairie Sons was from Saskatchewan, but we won't hold that against
No,
him.
I don't think we better.
And and then Allison Lupton, they're from Ontario, but they may have a Manitoban with them.
That's right.
And that's again
And they are just
right
next
close.
door.
I
right?
know, and she
So-
wants to be from here.
Excellent.
I'm sure. So
Once
you know,
she sees the bridge,
that's
she'll
right.
be hooked.
That's right. So we really are concentrating on buying local,
Yeah.
supporting our Manitoba musicians,
Yeah.
supporting Canadian musicians, but in particular Manitoba, and we really do try to get as local as we can.
Yes.
And we are, trying to get some more local things for a number of reasons, to keep our costs down again, and also just to help them kickstart their career.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't support your hometown people, who are you going to support?
You know what? That's very true, Eleanor. Yeah, yeah.
So-
Well said.
Yeah. So just the last thing, and in a show of good neighborship to our neighboring town, Killarney,
Yes.
they are getting in on March 22nd the Arrogant Worms. I don't know if you've ever heard
I
of them or
have
not.
not heard of them, but please tell me.
Well, they are like a comedy singing group. They're a Canadian
Okay.
group, and they have like parody songs.
Oh.
So they have one called "I Am Cow, Hear Me Moo."
Okay.
Yeah.
I can only imagine where
It's
this
about
might go.
it's about methane. Yeah.
Oh, boy. Go figure.
Somewhat. They've got one called Canada's Really Big. Yeah. And one
Okay.
called Celine Dion. Like they've got a real Canadian flavor
Yeah.
to their
Oh,
music. And
sounds fun.
I've seen them perform in Verdun years ago, but I also have an old CD made by them where they performed with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, my goodness.
So that kind of gives you a feel for what they
Yes.
could be.
Yes.
Goofy and silly on their own, but also being able to raise their game to an
Absolutely.
orchestral level.
Yes.
So,
Well, how nice of you to
that's-
share what's happening
Yeah.
in Killarney and
well, unfortunately, we are not at the point where we can afford that kind of big name group.
right.
Like they've got a bit more sponsorship there. So we're not competing with them.
No.
So if people have the extra money and they want to
Yeah.
go see another close to
Yeah.
us and
Great
help
show.
Killarney
Yeah.
and another great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be March 22nd.
Okay,
So
wonderful.
people can contact the Killarney Arts District
And
for
you
that.
said arrogant
The
worms.
Arrogant
There-
Worms.
okay,
Yeah, there'll
all
be
right.
some people who will have heard of them.
I might have to Google that when I get
Yeah.
home and check it out.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just remind us about tomorrow's show.
Tomorrow, 7:30 at the Avalon for Murder for Two, but you want to come early to get your picture taken at the photo booth.
course.
Get your popcorn,
And
your
your popcorn.
snack, get
Yes.
ready. Yeah,
Excellent.
bring your friends. It's
Okay.
going to be fun.
Excellent.
And our teardown's at 9:15, I think.
Yes, so the show.
So
will
the
be
show
over.
will be over by
Nine.
around 9ish.
Okay.
Yep. So
Yeah.
if you're getting a babysitter, that's
Yeah.
important information.
And you know what? It's staying dark longer. So no more of
Yeah.
like it gets dark early. I can't be out.
I know.
It's getting
That's
right.
staying light.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
That's
right.
what I should have said.
That's
Light
right.
longer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the sidewalks aren't as icy.
Yeah.
They
So
Yeah.
that's
are
good
not.
too.
Right. Right. And we'll have them all shoveled off and that ready to
You
go.
bet.
Perfect.
So,
Excellent. Well, thank you for the update with what's
Thank
happening
you
with
for
the
having
Arts
us.
Council, and I'm certain we'll have you back as we get closer
Yes.
to some of your other
Yes.
shows. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
This has been Spotlight on Souris for Wednesday, March the 12th, 2025.